You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Thursday. Happy Jupiter Day. And Jupiter Day should certainly live up to its name because today we have a beautiful transit to talk about Venus harmonizing with Jupiter. The Great Benefics, the two benefic planets with positive associations are linking up with each other. And I just realized in this moment that I haven't changed the date in 2 days. It's the 18th, 818. And it's actually notable birthday time. So who shares a birthday with the Leos today on 818? Oh, Patrick Swayze was a Leo. Love Patrick Swayze. Robert Redford, Mika, Edward Norton is a Leo. Andy Samberg is a Leo. Let's see, who else? Anybody coming up? Caitlin Olsen. Do want to give Dennis Leary a special shout out to a good friend of mine who just showed up at the hospital to have her baby girl today. So she will likely be an 818 baby as well. And just want to send her lots of good energy. If we could all just for a collective moment envision a beautiful, safe delivery of baby girl entering the world. A very fiery Leo girl because she will be born under this really beautiful, harmonious fire trine that we are talking about today. How's everybody feeling? Let me know in the comments. I can already tell. Queen of Wands, remind me of your first name again too, because I feel like I need to know your name. She was ready. She was ready to go. And that's kind of the energy of this trine, like so much fire, so much optimism. We are ready. Now, emotionally is it's another story that we'll get to in just a moment. But energetically, we've got a lot to work with today. BB, Barbara, okay, I'll call you BB. Another strong baby girl entering the world. Absolutely. Lots of fiery, passionate Leo energy. And Rachel's feeling the good vibes, I can tell too. She's like, hello, everyone. That is the energy of the day. So let's take stock of where the sun and the moon are, our two major rulers. The sun still in Leo, I believe at 25 degrees today, yes. And the moon is in Taurus throughout the day today. The moon will move into Gemini, I believe early tomorrow morning. Let me double, triple check that for you. Because tomorrow we'll be talking about the final quarter moon, the last quarter moon in Gemini, and lots of Gemini energy to get to over the weekend. But the moon officially moves into Gemini, yes, tomorrow morning. So it's all about the Taurus moon today. And like I said, we are on a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Energetically, we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot to work with, but our emotions could fluctuate throughout the day. So stick around. We'll walk you through it hour by hour. But let's start with the good news, the positive news of the day. Venus trine Jupiter. We love a transit like this. I mean, it doesn't get better than it. So Venus is at 8 degrees in Leo now. Jupiter is at 8 degrees in Aries. They form this nice fiery trine to one another. And Vesta is in here as well, but we're not talking about Vesta. I'm like, why is there another trine playing out? So Venus and Jupiter harmonizing. That's what we're talking about. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and money. So there's a positive connotation with all of those things today. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, optimism, higher understanding. It amplifies everything. So Jupiter is known as the Great Benefic because it has such a positive connotation. Venus has this very positive connotation, being representative of love and attraction as well. And when the two of them link in the most positive kind of connection, you can imagine the positive vibes that we're feeling. And today's really a great day to manifest, to attract what we want. It's interesting because the moon's in its releasing phase, but taking advantage of this potent energy, if there's something on your heart, call it in today. Yeah, Rachel is feeling it, but also feeling a lot of different emotions, optimistic yet cautious, if that makes sense. That makes perfect sense, and you'll find out why when we go through what's going on with the moon, actually what we're starting to feel right now. Feeling pretty positive and happy. Thank you for bringing those good vibes to the chat. We appreciate it. Yes, and Venus is your chart ruler and your moon is in Taurus. So you're just feeling the energy today. Our Libra risings and our Taurus risings, as well as our Sagittarius risings and even Pisces risings, are really getting the most potent version of this trine between Venus and Jupiter if you have Venus or Jupiter as your chart rulers, which those signs do. But remember, your chart ruler is based off of your rising sign. And if you don't know your rising sign, you can always find it, the link in the description down below, or scan the QR code, get a free copy of your birth chart, and look for ASC as your rising sign. So Venus and Jupiter harmonizing. What can we do with this energy today? These good vibes that we're feeling. Now keep in mind, this trine was exact at 1 a.m. So late last night, you might have started to feel it. Venus moves fairly quickly, but all day today, we're feeling the positive vibes. We're feeling the good energy, especially, I'm thinking about yesterday as the moon squared Venus. It kind of set us up for being in the energy of pleasure and feeling good. But with both of these planets in fire signs, there is an element of heightened passion today. So whatever we're passionate about, today's a really great day to go after it, to do more of it. Jupiter's like, more of this, please. And Venus represents the things that we love. Life will just seem more beautiful. And like I said, we can easily attract more of the things that light us up, the things that we feel are beautiful or valuable, as Venus rules our values as well. There's a lot of positive energy here, and there's a lot of expressive energy as well, because fire energy is very expressive. It's external, it's outward. So moving in a way that feels really good will just ignite that fire within today. And because Venus rules money and Jupiter represents good luck or fortune, even wealth in some cases, today's a great day to make investments. Now, we want to make sure those investments are aligned and they do line up with our values. Maybe something you've been thinking about. I will say today is not a good day to make spontaneous or quick decisions about money, just because we have a lot going on with the moon that's going to make us a little bit more impulsive. But if there's something you've been thinking about investing in or buying, and it's been kind of on your heart and you can't get it out of your head, or this opportunity that you keep coming back to invest in, today would be a great day to pull the trigger. Now I want to look up something here. Okay, Mars is now at the anaretic degree as well. This is why I'm talking about the impulsivity or jumpiness. Mars is going to be at the anaretic degree for the next 2 days. So Mars at the anaretic degree can make us a little bit more aggressive, can make us more stubborn with Mars in Taurus, and more reactive. The anaretic degree is this jumpy energy. It just kind of wants to get on to the next thing, as Mars is at the final degree of Taurus. So just to know that. That's why I say not a great day to make quick decisions or follow impulses necessarily, but if you really sit and reflect on investment that feels aligned with your values, today would be a great day, like I said, to pull the trigger. I just saw BB said my chart ruler is Mercury, but that's okay. You can still follow what's going on with Venus too, because if you're a Libra with a Taurus moon, Venus plays a really big role in your chart. Oh yeah, and that energy getting everybody hyped. We will take it. If you're feeling good, share the good vibes today. That goes for everybody regardless of your chart ruler. Like, if you have positive energy to share, why not? You're feeling the good vibes. Love, love, love all of the positive energy. Felt that last night during class. People were annoying me, like, shush already so we can learn. Yeah, so it's interesting. You might, if you follow other astrologers, they'll be talking about Venus harmonizing with Jupiter, and it's all the good vibes, and it's all these things. And it is. It's a lot of positive energy we're working with. Emotionally, it's a little bit more fickle today. And like I said, with Mars at the anaretic degree, we just don't want to be too jumpy or irritable. Stay in the flow of the good vibes. Come back to the flow of the good vibes. Come back to the energy of possibility and learning and attracting what we want, because it might be easy to get thrown off course from that today. And you'll, like I said, understand why when we get to what's going on with the moon. Now, a few more things I want to talk about with this transit so we can really root into the positive vibes before we talk about what's going on with the moon. Great day for investments, like we said. Also a really great day to declare your love, to express your love for other people. There's this energy of more than enough to go around, optimism, abundance of love. And maybe if you have had your eye on someone, I was just talking to a friend about this morning, before, she's an astrologer too, and before we even talked about the transits, she was saying, oh, I've had this crush on someone. And I'm just going to kind of slowly start like making my presence noted, comment on things. And then I was like, Venus is trine Jupiter today. So it'd be a great day to like put it out there a little bit. And that doesn't mean coming on super strong, although under the fire energy, it'll be natural to come on strong. But, just put it out to the universe. Like, I am calling in this connection. Under this trine. So putting yourself out there, whether it's through a financial up your appearance, either around your home or of yourself, because Venus rules money as well. All of these things are likely to have a beneficial outcome with this trine between Venus and Jupiter. And we can come back to that feel good, that positive vibe more easily throughout the day today. So if you find yourself getting thrown off balance, this is a very balanced angle. It's a flowing angle. Come back into the flow of love. It's like the current of love and abundance is really easy to tap into today. So if you're not there, you can easily come back into the flow. So cute. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll take that good vibe. So let's talk about what's going on with the moon. The moon is in Taurus all day today, as we mentioned. It's the waning gibbous moon, and the moon is actually coming into its peak release right now. So a lot of what we talked about yesterday still holds true. Really tapping into our senses as a means of processing our emotions, doing things that feel good, allowing our body to relax. It feels especially indulgent under a Taurus moon. And we're also reflecting on our values more with the waning gibbous moon in Taurus, reflecting on what is important to us, what does light us up, so we can release anything that doesn't support it. At 4 a.m., the moon formed a conjunction to Uranus and the North Node, because remember, Uranus and the North Node still hanging out together in Taurus. So you probably woke up feeling like this rush of either excitement or kind of wanting to rebel a little bit or do something thrilling first thing in the morning, maybe indulge in something with the moon in Taurus. That was the energy when we first started the day. You can see the moon is still very close to Uranus and the North Node. And so, yeah, we're still in that energy of kind of like, I want to cause a little bit of a ruckus. And that can make us more spontaneous and excited and open to change, open to opportunity. But it can also make us a little bit more impulsive and make us more prone to emotional outbursts as well. What's interesting with the North Node here, it does bring, and you'll notice this with all the transits today, it's like there's this potential for there to be something a little bit trickier or more negative to navigate, but there's also like a saving grace happening at the same time. So the word of the day feels like balance. We're talking a lot about trines this week, which are these very balanced angles, and all of the energy today feels like a balance. It feels like this act of weighing the pros and the cons. So as the moon forms a conjunction to Uranus, we kind of want to disrupt, maybe change our routine, do something like that, have this urge to rebel. But with the North Node in this conjunction as well, whatever we're trying to rebel against could be a signal as to what we need to release, a signal as to where we're supposed to go. So, know that the North Node, it's not necessarily saying like if you feel the urge to rebel, that's the direction you're supposed to go. It's just more like pay attention to your emotions today, and whatever you are feeling like you don't want, that could be a sign of what you need to release. Or if you're rebelling against something and you know deep down, this is something I value, what is the emotional hurdle, or what are you really feeling that's making you want to rebel? Hopefully that makes sense. But there's just this energy of like, I want to do something different this morning. Oh, the crush your friend. Yeah, exactly. If you have a crush, today's a great day to just leave a little hint. Exactly what I did. I was feeling really irritable and triggered. Then I recognized it, took a second to recenter myself. Beautiful. Coming back into the flow of love, coming back, and that's the balance, right? Like the flow of love is always there. It's just easier to tap into today. So again, there's that saving grace of like, even if we do feel triggered, Mars at the anaretic degree, the moon at this peak releasing phase, it's like Venus trine Jupiter is our saving grace and just helping us more easily navigate these things, because we know right here in our back pocket is the ability to feel love. Radiating love from your heart chakra helps. Send it out to everybody. Absolutely. That's a really beautiful practice. And each of the chakras have different colors associated with them. So you could even just imagine like a green glowing light coming from your heart and extending out into your auric field, into other people, sending that light to other people. It's a really beautiful way to tap into that loving energy today. So that's how we started our day. Feeling a little rebellious, but also like, okay, we know what we need to do. We know the path we're meant to walk. Then at noon, we have another one of these pro-con transits. The moon is harmonizing with Mercury. So BB, now that you know that your chart ruler is Mercury, you'll probably be feeling good vibes from this transit. Those of us with Virgo and Gemini risings as well. So the moon at 20 degrees, Mercury at 21 degrees. You can see them coming into this trine here on the chart. And this is another balanced angle, right? A trine is representative of balance. And it means that we can balance our emotions and our mental state more easily. And what I first thought of when I was looking at this transit is the fact that we can talk ourselves or rationalize ourselves in and out of emotions. We're such rational beings, We're very emotional beings as well, but in the current world, we really are, up here a lot of the time. And the moon harmonizing with Mercury allows us to ground ideas more easily and to tap into our mental state more easily and balance it with our emotions, process our emotions through our mental state, through talking to other people, through writing. These are really great practices to work through emotions today. But as I was saying, it's like, remember, you can think your way in and out of a feeling. So if you're feeling doubt or negativity, you can kind of tap into your rational mind more easily today and be like, where is this coming from? and then work with your emotions, use that balance with your emotions to come back into your body and be like, where am I holding tension? Where is this emotion living? You know, like rationalize what you're feeling more easily. Now, at the same time as the moon harmonizes with Mercury, here's the con. The moon squares Saturn. Okay, so this is why I prefaced it with we can talk our way in and out of any emotion. The moon and Saturn lock into this square at the same time. Now, when the moon squares Saturn, we can feel low, we can feel depressed. It's like doubts, fears, negativity surfaces very easily when the moon is in a square to Saturn. But the trine to Mercury can help us get out of it. So if you're feeling low, use your rational mind to be like, even it's something so simple as look around and be like, what can I be grateful for right now? Use your rational mind to be like, let me view the potential. Let me view all the things going well right now. Observe them and see how that balances out and affects your emotional state. So you might be feeling a little low. This is where that roller coaster effect comes in. This is noon that the moon connects with both Mercury and Saturn, noon Pacific time. But just know, those of us ruled by Mercury, I always joke, for myself at least, that I can talk my way in and out of any feeling. Now, that can go into, like, one of my best friends, she's also a Virgo rising. She's like, I can easily talk myself into a spiral. Like, if I notice something, I'm not feeling well, I can easily go down a rabbit hole of, okay, I'm dying, like going on the Google, researching too much, you know? But also, there is a positive potential of being able to rationalize your emotions. And it's easy to just come back to, like, the universe has me. It's all good. Everything is working out for my highest good. Repeating mantras today, kind of activating your rational mind to affect your emotions can be a great way of working through any doubts or fears that surface. And just know around midday today, if you are feeling any doubt, thank you, Saturn, for showing me what's living within me, what emotion I'm still holding on to, where I'm still holding on to fear. That doesn't have to be my truth. And I can rationally see that there's a lot of good happening around me and tap back into the flow of love with Venus harmonizing with Jupiter today. So that's our transit midday that we're feeling, and what will probably dominate our experience for the rest of the day. We have two transits playing out at night as well, though. At 6 p.m. Pacific time, the moon connects with Neptune in a supportive sextile. So the Neptune and Pisces, the moon and Taurus, they connect with each other, give each other a little pat on the back, a little bit of support. This just helps us lean into compassion, lean into empathy, come back to that spiritual understanding of our experience. Neptune helping us kind of transcend our rational mind in a lot of ways. There might feel like there's still confusion around things, but Neptune is like, just trust. So if we lean into that trust, we lean into that faith, we can find more empathy and compassion by the end of the day today. And really, it feels like more compassion and empathy for ourselves. Sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves about like how we're feeling or how we're reacting to things, especially with Mars at the anaretic degree. Neptune just brings a much needed dose of compassion for ourselves and for other people. Rachel says, perfect day for practicing that grounding. It's something I struggle with, but grateful for this time to be able to practice. And that's, you're already like, I'm grateful for this opportunity. I can't wait for you to hear today's affirmation because it's just so perfect for everything you're saying. Very true as a Virgo rising. I talk myself crazy sometimes and sometimes into bliss, right? We can talk ourselves into anything as Virgo risings. We are very convincing of our own emotions, you know. I'll nap through the moon transit. Perfect. I've been taking a lot of naps lately, or the Saturn transit. I hear you. And maybe even when the moon is forming a sextile to Neptune, that is also an opportunity to just like rest your mind a little bit, trust that everything you need to get done will get done. And that rest, especially under the Taurus moon, allowing our body to relax, can help us find that faith, that empathy, that compassion that we probably could use after the moon squares Saturn. So Give yourself rest today if your body needs it. Remember, the moon is trying to release. We're in the waning phase, and sometimes that can be really draining energetically on our body. But I really like this supportive angle between the moon and Neptune this evening, especially as many of us are getting off work, coming home, cooking dinner. It's like, okay, all right, I can see, I can have faith that everything is working out for a reason, and just kind of tap into that love. Neptune is very representative of love as well. Okay, the last moon transit we're talking about happens at 10 p.m. Pacific time, and this is really when the release takes hold. The last quarter moon is actually in Gemini officially tomorrow, but the moon squares the sun tonight in Taurus, and that square marks that releasing, that turning point. So actually, let me pull it up on the chart. Jump ahead a few hours here so you can see what we're talking about, because this is another one of those kind of double-edged sword transits. So the moon, when the moon is at 26 degrees here, the moon will form a conjunction to Mars overnight. We're not going to get to that yet. We'll talk about that tomorrow, and Mars in general a lot tomorrow. But tonight, the moon at 26 degrees, it's going to form that square to the sun. This marks tension. When the moon and the sun square, it's like our consciousness, our expression is clashing with our emotions. So there can be a general air of like irritability or needing to let something go, needing to release at this point of the moon's cycle. But also at the same time, the moon forms a trine to Pluto over here, this harmonious, another balanced connection to Pluto. So transformation is going to start to flow very easily. Pluto's the planet of death and rebirth, and that death and rebirth cycle might just start unfolding without you really even trying to release. I just see late tonight and tomorrow a lot of releasing happening for a lot of us. And we've been in this kind of releasing mindset since the full moon, because this full moon was really a big shakeup last Thursday. It's like shedding. A lot of shedding has been happening for a lot of people. You might find tonight and tomorrow like, oh, there's even more that wants to be released. There's even more that we're going to shed right now. That could be, an emotional experience. But it could just also be like a weight, like, whew, I needed to get that off. I didn't realize how much I was carrying. So it's this like constant sloughing feeling with the moon harmonizing with Pluto. And remember, Pluto isn't just the planet of death. It's the planet of death and rebirth. So whatever we're releasing now, whatever anxiety is coming up, is asking to be let go of. And whatever we're getting rid of is clearing the way for something beautiful, something new that we can bring in under the new moon. But, the moon harmonizing with Pluto feels like, like just let it all go, release it all. Now, Pluto does have a tendency to be intense, right? So that release could feel like anxiousness, fear, doubt continuing to come up today. Luckily, we have the good vibes to tap into, right? And we know that whatever is being cleared now is being cleared for a reason. You're so sweet. If I talk too much, please let me know. You absolutely do not talk too much, because if you talk too much, I talk too much. So that's, Virgo risings. We love to chit chat. So yeah, tonight could feel a little bit intense, a little bit of anxiousness could come up for you. Observe your emotions and understand whatever is coming up wants to be let go of, wants to be washed away under this trine between the moon and Pluto. Like I said, there's a lot of positive potential today, but there's also a lot of tricky emotions to work through. So just give yourself grace through all of it. Remember, we can always tap back into that loving flow, that flow of potential. But this is the time to release. This is the time emotionally to let go. Something that keeps coming up for me today is release my need for clarity and control. Ooh, so good. Yes, and that is the perfect way to describe this, especially with this trine between the moon and Pluto in earth signs in Capricorn and Taurus, the moon in Taurus, Pluto in Capricorn. We want to be in control of the release. There is this kind of need to be in control. But this trine tonight is like showing us we're not in control. All we can control is how we react to things, our feelings, the anxiousness we're feeling. We can control that by letting it go. sometimes releasing is a form of control, you know, that can be a way to take your power back. It seems counterintuitive, but letting go of something that's weighing you down can create more of a lift and spaciousness for new energy to come in. So that's what's going on today. Lots of positive potential, but also maybe some intense moments as well. Let's go to our affirmation, because I really think this is helpful with everything we're talking about today. I see the potential in all situations. Venus trine Jupiter is so much potential to attract, all the potential. But our emotions and the emotions of others especially could create some tense situations, some anxious situations, maybe even some low vibe situations. Being able to tap back into that loving energy is potential. Being like, how can I see the good in this? How can I see the positive in this? How can I see the potential for release? How can I see the potential for learning in this situation, to gain a new perspective, to gain more wisdom through this tension? There's no way to get through this human experience without some sort of tension or heartbreak or despair or grief. That's part of the human experience. That's why we're here. As much as we want to feel love and good all the time, if we did, we wouldn't appreciate those moments. So seeing all situations that arise today as teachers, as showing us something maybe we need to learn, as reminding us, that's what I'm trying to say, reminding us of the lessons we're here to learn and of our own capacity for love, even in the face of difficulties, even in the face of sadness or anxiety. We always have the love within our heart, as Rachel and BB have been talking about in the chat. You know, it might just be being able to tap into our own heart space. That could be the potential that difficulties are showing us if they do pop up today. I hope for all of you that you're just flow in with Venus and Jupiter and no negative emotions or difficulties pop up. That would be lovely. And I'm sending that. I see that for you. I love that for you. I love that for me too. But have to be real here as well and notice the transits that might bring up some tense situations. Yes. Being present to guide ourselves into positivity. And this isn't saying to like bypass any negative emotions and be like, I'm just going to feel good about it, right? But sometimes positivity is learning the lesson and seeing the potential, or just learning. It might not even be positive. It just could be gaining greater wisdom through the emotions we experience. Aw, I'm glad this is comforting for you. That makes me happy. And see how easy it is to tap into that positivity today? It really is easy to get there. So just know that we have that tool and that energy right there waiting for us to lean back into love. Okay, I'm feeling called to pull from the spirit animal deck today. I couldn't decide on a deck, and then I was like, you know, the animals have a lot of wisdom to share. So you know how it goes. This is your time to ask any final questions, add any wisdom or knowledge or what's the word I'm looking for? Add any assessments. That's not the word, but you know what I mean. Anything you're experiencing, let us know. We want to hear from you. And yeah, or if there are any practices that you have that help you kind of get back into that loving energy, as BB shared, kind of envisioning sending energy from your heart out. If anybody else has any other, whole stack of cards went flying. If anybody else has any other practices they want to share, we would love that too. But, you know, just know that the positive energy is right there waiting for you. All right. What do the spirit animals want us to know today? I think we should do 2 big cleansing breaths today. I just feel like we all need multiple breaths, maybe just me, but I'm kind of feeling that tension. I don't know about you. Sometimes also, I want to say this just came up. Sometimes, you know, the energy of anxiety and excitement can be the same energy, or it is the same energy. And so sometimes fear and doubt comes up when we're feeling excited, and we can perceive it as anxiousness or worry. And I'm kind of feeling that right now as I'm feeling into the transit. So know if you're feeling anxiousness, you might also just be excited about an opportunity coming up, and yeah, feeling in between today, not saying much. We all need the deep breaths. Let's do 3 deep breaths together. And this can be a great tool to clear out anxiety and get back into the energy of excitement and love without letting fear or doubt take over. So here we go. Deep breath. Breathe in, hold, and release. One more, even slower. Breathe in, hold, and release with an audible sigh. And we're going to do our deepest one yet. Breathe in together. Hold it. And a big release. Okay. What do we need to know? Seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. All right. What does Seahorse spirit have for us today? What message is coming up? Card number 53. And it actually came up in protection mode. So I'm going to read. I can't talk today either. What's going on with that? I'm going to read the protection message. Are you holding on to judgment, sure that your perspective is the only correct way to look at things? There are as many perspectives as there are creatures in the sea. And when Seahorse spirit appears, you are reminded to detach from the experience so that you can view it from more than one angle. Pay attention to your hidden beliefs and how they affect the way you think, feel, and act. Are you being fair to all involved, or do you need to step back? Perhaps the drama you have been drawn into is your own. Whatever the actions of others, your challenge is to be non-reactive and not take their words or behaviors personally. Their turbulence may have little to do with you, so remain neutral until you know more. Your perspective may be quite different in time. Love this card so much, because love can open us up to new perspectives, positivity, being able to tap back into that flow of universal love. It has been what's most helpful for me to be able to see things from a higher understanding, and that's not even a better understanding, but higher just as in less judgment, more spirit, right? So I also love how much this card talked about other people's emotions. I always say this, but you're here, you're preparing yourself to navigate the day more easily. Not everybody is at that place in their spiritual journey or just in their awareness right now. So if other people are getting triggered as the moon makes some intense transits today, especially the moon in Taurus, we can really be stubborn and dig our heels in, hold on to judgment as this card talked about. Release that judgment, release the need to be in control or to have things fit into a box the way you should think they fit into the box, and instead flow with that universal love. Imagine yourself as the seahorse. If you've ever seen a video of a seahorse just taking its little tail and, they kind of hang on to coral or to kelp and they just kind of flow. And the flow is Venus trine Neptune. It's that flow, that current of energy, of ease, of love, constantly going back and forth. And, that can be a nice visual to return to. I'm just in the middle of all of these emotions, kind of like Corby was saying, feeling in between today, just being in the in between. Allowing tension and anxiety to rise so it can be released back into the current, back into the flow. If I am having a hard day, I try to make someone else's day better. A simple sharing of a smile, buying their items in line, or just hugging someone I know, it really helps me. Yes, and that is scientifically proven. It lights up a part of your brain, releases positive chemicals, and makes you feel good. But I love that you shared this because Jupiter is an energy of generosity, and Venus trine Jupiter share the love. That can be a really great way to get back into that love and empathy and compassion for yourself and for the people who are pissing you off by doing something nice, doing a random act of kindness, saying something nice, writing a positive affirmation down. externalizing love in some way. And it doesn't have to be anything big. Like BB said, it could just be a simple smile when you're walking down the street. Yes, protection mode. That's what this deck calls it when you pull them in reverse. So, just also a reminder to protect your light and protect your energy. That doesn't mean not sharing it with others. It just means maybe not taking on other people's emotions or anxieties that they're feeling. I do have control issues. No, you as a Virgo rising with a Taurus moon, no way. I'm always right. I have to pause for reassessment. I feel that so much. Girl. That is me as well. So just know that difficult emotions might come up either for you or other people, but that flow is always there for you to tap into. I think I've said that 10 times now, but it just feels like a really important reminder, not just today, but every day. Loving energy is always around us. It's always there for us to tap into. The messages, the signs are always there. And actually, as the moon connects with Neptune this afternoon, if you are experiencing difficult emotions, ask for a sign. Ask for a sign from beyond. Neptune's energy kind of thins that veil and allows those messages from spirit, from your guides to come through. Right? I notice how many Virgo placements I attract, because we attract what we are, and I have so much Virgo energy, and I'm like, I'm just here to share that I am just like you. I'm a perfectionist. I'm a control freak. I need things to be my way, and it's a lifelong lesson, right? We signed up with our Virgo placements to learn how to release control. Yes. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this episode of Transits today. I hope that today's episode helped you get into the energy of love, tap into this potent flow of love, this potent opportunity we have to feel good today, even when things don't seem to be going our way. We always have the opportunity to see the light, see the good, be the light, and tap back into the universal flow of love. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and like and subscribe to our live stream. We go live every morning with the daily transits, the daily energy to help you navigate your day. It's completely free to you. It's really important to me that this information is free and accessible to all of us. And this is how we raise the vibration of the planet, by raising our own individual vibrations, by putting out the love, as BB recommended today, smiling at someone, knowing that we have the love here. So easy to grasp onto, and it's very easy to share it today as well. Happy you're here, Danny. I hope you have a great day. Yes, you got this. You got this. And you might need to tell yourself that too. Remember, we can talk our way in and out of any emotion. So sometimes it's simply just looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, we got this, okay? We got this. Always great to have you here. I'm so happy you're part of this community. All right, we will be back tomorrow morning with our weekend forecast, talking through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mars moving into Gemini on Saturday. The releasing last quarter moon in Gemini as well. Lots of Gemini energy to talk about. And an exciting weekend ahead. Maybe a little bit of an aggressive weekend ahead, but that's why we have this live stream together every day, so we know what energy we are working with. I love you all. I hope you have an amazing Jupiter day ahead of you. I wish you all the good luck, all the positive vibes today under this very fortunate trine. I will see you right back here tomorrow morning, but until I see you next, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website.
But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.